So finally, I'm gonna drive this all-new 2022 Kia Sorento SX. So I have a full review of the interior, so on and so forth. Link of that one with the description down below. Before we have a drive, I'm actually here right now. It's 6:30, almost 6:30 a.m. for the Kia Stonic Owners Drive event. Just put it here on screen. I keep forgetting the name. Apologies. So I'll be driving this back home from Cafe Agapita in Silang, Cavite. I'll be driving there first in the Kia Stonic. So here now at the rear of the all-new Kia Sorento SX. Now, I'd like to apologize from the figures that I've given in my first walk-around tour. The boot button is not here, but below here, just below the Sorento badge. Now, the numbers that I stated in my first walk-around review was actually an Australian spec Sorento. So I think that was also a hybrid version. So note those figures were way smaller than the one we get here. So the official figures here is actually quite larger than we get from the Australian spec model. So boot space here with all of the seats up is 357 liters. I mean, that's still a lot with the third row up. So if you fold these guys down, very easy. Apart from this chair, there you go. So with the third row down, you have a total of 1,090 liters. And if you fold all of the seats down, the buttons are here on the right side only, you have a whopping 2,139 liters, which is probably one of the biggest in its class. So that's about it here in the boot. That's the massive correction I needed to make from my previous walk-around review.
2 hours later.
Never realized too, you can open the boot and maybe close it with the key. Yep, you can open and close the tailgate using the key. That's cool. Here's your blind spot. That's so cool. Wait, shut the door. Here, that's so cool. Blind spot cameras on each side. So here's your parking camera button. Now this resolution of the camera is one of the cleanest I've seen ever on a Kia. That's so cool. There's even your 360-degree camera, top view, bird's eye view camera. That's so clean. So this is it, finally driving the 2022 Kia Sorento SX. Yes, there's a lot to talk about with this Kia Sorento SX. Having it driven from Cafe Agapita to back here to Kia BGC. Firstly, in highway speeds, the blind spot cameras are very, very helpful. So yeah, this is a long car, so it's almost as long actually as the BMW XT for comparison only. Hence the one that designed this is also from BMW. And as well, high speed driving, it is super stable. So U-turn test that actually failed. So at highway speeds it's stable, but once you take your hands off the steering wheel, FYI, this was a professional Kia driver driving the Sorento on the way back here to Kia BGC. Like for 1 minute, if your hands are not on the steering wheel, the system will go nuts. So at least you have to be alert at all times, even though you have the cruise control on. Now, this being the Philippine spec one, I did notice few missing items only. For example, you have cruise control, as I said. This does not have adaptive cruise control and sunroof like in the KDM spec units, but to be honest, I'm not looking for those anyways. And from highway driving, the DCT surprisingly is not jerky at all. This is probably one of the best DCTs for a normal car brand I've ever experienced. Yet again, this one is an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. We're just actually in smart mode. There are 4 driving modes, let's not forget. Okay, Okay, sport tends to be a little bit sharper for obvious reasons. The torque of this low end is crazy. So here, manual mode. Oh my god. Okay, hands down, this is one of the craziest Kias I've ever driven so far. Highway speed, this thing is nuts. Overtaking so easy. Wow. Wow. Okay, I kinda understand what everyone is saying now with this Kia Sorento. It is a driving masterpiece. I couldn't agree more now. Like, to the point, just being honest, I can compare this to a BMW X3 or X5 since they're almost the same size. Plus, you have 2 more seats. Let's not take this away with the Kia. It drives really good. The steering is light, but there's so much good feedback in the steering wheel in sport mode, comfort, eco, and smart mode. Yeah, it will tend to lighten up ever so slightly, but nevertheless, handling of this is excellent. And as well over big humps and humps like here around BGC again. It soaks them up pretty well. I did note though, the suspension is kinda firm, but the trade-off is it handles really well. So as well, we were actually with Miko Moto. Shout out to him and Sir Justin on the way back here. On highway speeds, we were doing 12 kilometers per liter. Take note, that is really heavy footed. We were enjoying driving this on the way back home. And now here, just driving it around BGC again. When I got this to myself now, I'm still impressed. I'm doing 9.6 kilometers per liter. Not bad for a very big, expensive car. I find the auto hold just a little bit hesitant. I mean, watch, I'll demo it here. I'll just go here to a stop. Okay, right, I'll stop. And then here, auto hold is on, right? I floored it already. There. I just noticed it's just slightly hesitant only. Actually, I'll just turn that off. And then here, just eco mode, just gonna floor it. Holy shoot. Brake feel of this is also excellent. It's quite long, but excellent feedback though. Not as good as BMW, but gotta say close enough. So I did notice from Auto Industria's review, shout out again to Sir Vince Pornelos, I didn't get what he meant by low rider. Like, you sit kinda low in the cabin. Driving this on the way back home from Cavite, yeah, I understand what he meant. For example, beside us was a Mitsubishi Adventure. The driver's head was up here. So I understand what he meant. This car's a low rider despite being a SUV. But so it kind of gives it, you're driving more of a sedan or a small subcompact crossover rather than an SUV. Something to take note of. And as well, little nitpick of mine only, being honest, what I don't like with this lack of paddle shifters. However, the plus minus here in the gear lever is excellent anyways. And then as well, if you notice, going around here, BGC only, you notice when I go to a stop and move forward, you notice I don't move like that. That's what I like with this DCT. It is not jerky at all. NVH is really good, however, the tire noise is quite a lot at higher speeds, so around like 80 to 110 kilometers per hour. But here around, BGC only, I don't hear the tire noise, and also probably one of the best NVH for a Kia I've ever experienced so far. And as well, yeah, being a long car, maneuverability might be a little bit difficult, like here in the U-turn. One of the few cars that only failed here in this U-turn test. But you forget that once you get going. Oh, such a lovely Kia. Now I understand what everyone says, a driving masterpiece. Would I want one though? Being honest, it is quite steep. It's like 2,588,000 pesos, and it's gonna be a little bit more expensive if you get the pearl white. But tech and features, for me, I know lacks this, that, and what so on and so forth, but it's got everything I need. I can still highly consider this, and these are still rare in our market. I mean, I don't see new Sorentos that often yet. Against the competition, like for example, a Ford Everest, Subaru Evoltis, a Mazda CX-9. Yeah, those are better bang for the buck cars, but I don't mind getting this at all. Let's try it one more time. Oh my gosh. This Kia Sorento SX is insane. So, that concludes my review of this Kia Sorento SX. So, I'd like to thank the whole of Kia Mandaluyong and Kia BGC, Sir Erubz, Sir Justin, and Sir Marlon over here for assisting me in this test drive. So, their contact details and the address for both dealerships will be in the description down below. So, hope you guys like and subscribe. And I will see you with more Kia reviews. And hopefully, again, I will try my best to get that special Kia on my channel. Bye-bye.